Hello friends, welcome back to Daily Movie Recaps. A new movie recapped, every single day. Today, we will recap an American steampunk film, Mortal Engines, released in 2018. Spoilers up ahead, so watch out. Enjoy the recap. The film starts with the voiceover, briefly explaining a devastating event known as the 60-Minute War, in which the Ancient Ones laid waste to the world around them, and those that remained, went on to form mobile cities or traction cities, the cities which can move on wheels. As such cities were established, a system called municipal Darwinism came into order. And according to that system, the cities which are big and powerful can hunt the smaller cities, and take their resources for survival. A young woman named Hester Shaw lives in a Bavarian mining town on wheels, called Saltsaken. One day, when she sees through a telescope, Hester notices a massive city of London approaching her way. She reports to the Saltsaken, and the city gets ready to move. But the predator city of London goes after the smaller town, and the well-kept citizens of London cheer like it is a sport. Within a matter of moments, Saltsaken is brought inside London. Inside the London city, a young apprentice historian, named Tom Natsworthy, meets with Valentine's daughter, Catherine, as they check out London's little museum of old tech, where Tom is sent by his boss, Chudley Pomeroy, to pick up some tech. The two walk around the museum, and Tom shows her a video, in which a bioweapon called Medusa was used to fight the war, and was the reason the Earth was shattered into pieces. Their conversation is watched by the chief navigator, named Herbert Maliphant. Herbert sends Tom away to London's lower level, so that he can spend a moment with Kate, but she ends up accompanying Tom to his destination. At the lower level, the people of Saltsaken are brought in for processing. Valentine descends to oversee things, as one of the guards assaults a man from the small town. Tom finds a toaster with a man, and he shows it to Valentine. He is praised by Valentine for his knowledge of technology. Later, Saltsaken people will be ordered to submit all their weapons before the guard. Hester somehow manages to hide a small knife with her. She then gets closer to Valentine, which Tom manages to see. He calls out to Valentine to warn him, but Hester manages to stab Valentine quickly. She pulls off her scarf to reveal her facial scar, and tells Valentine this is for her mother, Pandora. Before she can kill Valentine, she is stopped by Tom, who chases her to a waste chute. Hester is about to jump, until Tom grabs her wrist. She tells Tom to ask Valentine what he did to her mother, and how he gave Hester her scar, before she lets herself free of Tom's grip and falls down the chute. Valentine arrives moments after, and Tom starts to ask who Hester meant by Pandora, and also he is kind of suspicious about Valentine. Valentine responds by pushing Tom down the chute right before Kate and other people arrive, telling them that Tom fell in as a result of fighting Hester. Kate notices that another man, Beavis Pod, saw the whole thing. Meanwhile, Hester and Tom are dropped on the outskirts of an unknown location. She picks his pockets, and steals his money and knife, before heading off on her own. Tom wakes up and follows Hester, thinking they should stick together, but she wants nothing to do with him. Because she is angry at Tom for ruining her plan to kill Valentine, which she was working on for months. Tom asks her for help to get back to London, since it is his home. But Hester ignores him, and keeps walking. Not long after, they are spotted by scavengers, and taken into a town called Scuttlebug. Valentine speaks to London's mayor, Magnus Crome, over his plans for where to take London, but Crome has doubts over whatever Valentine is planning. Valentine then goes to visit his top scientist, Dr. Twix, as she is in the process of developing a weapon for Valentine. She also offers Valentine a solution for dealing with Hester. Kate goes to find Beavis, and asks what he saw on the day Valentine was stabbed. He is hesitant to say, since he knows it will get him in trouble, but he finally admits to Kate that he saw her father push Tom down the chute. What is more is Beavis also tells her that Valentine is covering something up, and is building something inside St. Paul's Cathedral, and the two try to figure out a way to get inside. The people that take Hester and Tom in appear hospitable, but they keep the two locked in a cell. Hester then tells Tom about how she lost her mother when she was 8 years old. Valentine was good friends with Hester's mother Pandora, and always treated Hester kindly, until the day Pandora and Valentine both found something that Pandora knew Valentine wanted for his own dark purposes. They fought over it, and Valentine killed Pandora in front of Hester, and slashed Hester's face when she tried to save her mother, leaving a mark on her face. Before dying, Pandora gave Hester a necklace with an eye symbol, and Hester escaped with that. As Hester ends the story about her mother, her eyes fill with tears. Valentine then goes to an offshore prison to find Shrike, who is a cyborg, and the last of his kind. He is angry with Hester for breaking a promise she made to him, and he wants her dead. Valentine destroys the prison, and lets Shrike run free to go after Hester. Meanwhile, Hester and Tom are brought before an auction in Rustwater, where they are to be sold off as slaves. When Hester is about to be bought by someone, a woman named Anna Fang steps out and claims she will take Hester. The auctioneer knows that Anna is a fugitive wanted by London, with a price on her head, but Anna frees Hester and Tom after killing the auctioneer and several of his men. Tom and Hester board her aircraft, but they are later chased by Shrike. He attempts to climb up and catch them, as Tom is climbing the rope to the aircraft. Anna throws Hester a knife to cut Tom loose, but she passes it to Tom to cut Shrike loose. After escaping from there, Anna takes both Tom and Hester to Airhaven. On the way, Anna says she knew Pandora, and has been trying to find Hester since Pandora's death. Back in London, Herbert goes to find Valentine to inform him about an old tech that has been discovered, and Herbert now has Valentine's attention. Hester explains to Tom how she knows Shrike, and why he is trying to kill her. After running away as a child, Shrike found her, and raised her for years like his own. He had always noticed how sad Hester was, and he offered a solution to make the pain go away. Shrike made a robotic body for Hester, so that she can die and be reborn as a machine with no memory of the horrors of her childhood. She was almost ready to take the offer, but at that time, she came to know about the arrival of Valentine, and she needed her memory to take revenge. When she left for that, Shrike got angry, and now he wants to kill her for leaving him alone. Anna brings Hester and Tom to Airhaven, where they meet her partners in the Anti-Traction League. Meanwhile, Kate and Beavis do more investigating by speaking to Pomeroy. He quietly leads them through a tunnel, into the cathedral, where Kate sees the large Medusa weapon that Valentine is holding. Kate also sees Valentine killing Chrome, and comes to know about his plan to destroy Shanguo, a non-mobile city. Just then, Shrike enters Airhaven and starts to attack and kill Anna's teammates. Shrike then goes after Hester and Tom, and nearly kills Tom, until Hester pleads with him to leave Tom. Shrike realizes Hester is in love with Tom, and at last, she is happy. He also notices he has been heavily damaged in the fight, and he is going to die for good. Shrike then releases Hester from her promise, and lets her go. Anna, Tom and Hester reach Shanguo before London, and inform the Governor Quan of Shanguo about the coming attack, and also seek help to launch the anti-tractionist fleet against London. The warriors from Airhaven, together with Tom and Hester, fly towards London to use the crash drive to stop the weapon. As this happens, Valentine fires the first shot at Shanguo, and the wall is partially destroyed. Kate sees what kind of man her father truly is, and she refuses to side with him. Many of Anna's teammates are shot down and killed, as they make their way to London City. Hester and Anna manage to make it to London, and head to St. Paul's Cathedral. Valentine and Anna fight, as Hester goes to shut down Medusa before the final blast can fully take the wall down. Valentine kills Anna, but she lives long enough to see Medusa shut down. Valentine then plans to ram London into the wall at the cost of millions of lives. Knowing this, Kate tries to stop London's engine, but it won't stop. Tom then asks Kate to open the door for him, and he flies the aircraft toward the engine to blast it to bits, causing London to slow down. Valentine tries to get away on his own aircraft, until Hester pursues him. He reveals to her that he is her father, and has been in love with Pandora before her death. When Hester has a chance to kill Valentine, she chooses not to. She hops on the aircraft with Tom before he fires a missile at Valentine's craft, sending it crashing to the ground. Valentine survives, but only long enough to see that London's tracks are about to crush him. After everything stops, Kate leads the people of London City to the top of Shanguo's wall, where she peacefully greets Quan, and he accepts them for sanctuary. As the sun rises, Hester and Tom hug each other, as they take the aircraft to travel the world. Please leave a like, or comment, to let us know, which movie you would like to watch next. And don't forget to subscribe, and turn on your notifications. This way you'll never miss any movie recap again. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.